I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Once again, and welcome back to another video. This is a paid request, one of a couple for Devon. Thank you so much for that. If anyone's ever interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, reviews, re-reviews, anything random, news, pretty much anything, you can feel free to request it either directly to my channel or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box, and I'll try to get to them as soon as possible. But this is for a film called Next Day Air from 2009. And I don't know how I truly feel about this, because I do think the film is a bit misleading. And its marketing, if you look at the cover of the film, because it seems like a goofy, silly movie in the vein of Friday, All About the Benjamins. You more comedy than crime drama or action, or just more strictly comedy. And don't get me wrong, there are comic moments in this, but there are times where it felt more like a crime flick. It felt more as if the director wanted a little bit of true romance, not with the story, but with the... At times it gets fairly violent in the third act, and in a weird way, it felt like it worked better in the more dramatic moments than it did in comedic moments. Because I would say as a comedy, it wasn't really that funny, but it was okay as when you're in the mindset of a bit of a crime flick. Now, it's not deadly serious. It's not as if it's menace to society, you know, that kind of thing. There are comedic actors like Faison, who he was in Clueless, among others. There's Mike Epps, speaking of All About the Benjamins, and he was in Next Friday. Mos Def, he's in the film, and again, there are comedic moments, so it is a comedy, but again, it just... there are moments and shifts of tone that I don't think is the most even. And it does have these tonal shifts that I don't know if again, if you're strictly going for a film that you think is going to be more silly, comedic, a la a Friday or those type of flicks, I don't know this is 100% successful in that venture. I mean, you have this pretty serious opening where Faison is in the middle of a shootout. Boom, it fades, and then boom, a few days earlier. Because the whole plot of the film is Faison, he works for... they don't call it UPS, but it's pretty much UPS. They call it something else. NDA, I believe. he delivers packages, but he smokes weed. He gets chewed out by his boss, who we found out is his mom. And that's one of the many scenes that it does play off as comedic, but again, I just didn't think those scenes were that funny. Meanwhile, Mike Epps and two other guys, they do this robbery. Things get screwed up. They go get back to their place. So down Faison, he's delivering a package, and he delivers the package to the wrong apartment. He delivers it to the apartment where Mike Epps and his two buddies are at. And again, that's not the right apartment. So, long story short, because Down Faison's smoking weed, he screws up, he leaves. Those three get the package, they open it up, and they find out there's a bunch of cocaine in there. There's a bunch of cocaine bricks of cocaine, I should say. And like, oh shit, we're rich, we're gonna sell this. And they decide to contact Mike Epps' cousin, played by, I like this guy, Omari Hardwick. I thought his character was the most interesting character, or at least out of the actors. It's not, to me, it's not like the acting is bad in this, far from it. But I would say he was the actor I was drawn towards more. Maybe because, yeah, he deals with crime, but he also wants to get out. And in a weird way, he was a character I almost felt the most sorry for, or just something to the effect where his scenes are the ones that stuck out more for me in a good way. And then that cousin named Shavu, he has another buddy, and I knew I recognized the guy. He played the son, Eddie Winslow, on Family Matters. I forget the actor's name. He's been in other stuff too, but I'm like, I know he looks familiar. Oh shit. Family Matters, Eddie Winslow, okay. I did a bit more of a serious role compared to Family Matters. And this is one of those movies that has a lot of subplots going on amongst this whole, where you have Donald Faison with his job at the UPS, and then he has another friend, Mos Def, who Donald Faison's mom thinks it's a great worker, but Mos Def steals shit out of boxes. You have the three guys, Mike Epps and his two buddies, one who always sleeps on the couch, and then Mike Epps and the other guy conversing about, should we trust your cousin? Yeah, you trust. It's my cousin. He's not gonna rip us off. Well, you don't know maybe he will rip us off. Maybe he'll do this, do that. Well, we gotta wait for him. Wait a minute. We gotta wait for him. How long we gotta wait for him? Well, now it's more than 2 hours. So you have this sort of friction going on. The apartment that I was supposed to go to, you have this guy and his chica. They're wondering where their package is at, because it was for this Colombian boss who calls him, where's my package? We don't know. I mean, the guy, the UPS guy, he says it was delivered. He says he didn't get anything, but it says delivered. And so you have that subplot going on. And then Mike Epps' cousin, Shavu, which is a weird name, Shavu, but Omari Hardwick's character, his subplot of going to get the money to buy the bricks of cocaine from Mike Epps, but then his money's missing, so he's got to figure out where the hell that money went. So it's a lot of these different little subplots trying to converge together by the end of the flick. And I don't think it's an awful film. It kept me interested. But okay, when I talk about the shifts in tone, people go, what the hell are you talking about? For example, there's a flashback where Mike Epps is stabbing someone in the mouth. And the other guy goes, I told you to knock it out. Knock him out. Oh, I thought you said cut it out. And then he holds up like a ton. And then you find out it was the one guy's cousin that Mike Epps cut the fucking ton out. you have a scene like that, which is, I would say, violent. And then in another scene, Mike Epps and his buddy is talking, and the guy on the couch, he's squirming, and he's holding a gun, silly like, and farting on the couch. So it's done like silly, but then you have a flashback that not silly at all. But then you have a serious conversation between the cousin Shavu and the Eddie Winslow. I forget the actor's name. I apologize, but where the cousin character's going, remember what you're doing it for. If it ain't worth dying, you don't want to be in it. I think again, Omari Hardwick's character drew me the most because I haven't seen much of this actor. I thought he did a really solid job. Little bits of dialogue like that where he wants to get out. Another scene where he finds out where his money's been taken and he's talking to the guy who's selling stuff, and the cousin is acting nonchalantly. Oh, give me that padlock. Oh, give me that rope. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, give me that too. Actually, you know what? There's one other thing. Give me my money too. You know, the one you took. Before you say anything, and then he like puts the gun down. I've been having a really bad day. A lot of stuff's been going in my head. So, thank you, computer, for letting me know on something I already know. You turned on Windows Defender. Yes, I know, because I'm not on the computer. I'm not on the internet, you dipshit. You don't need to have a bean. Break my fucking concentration, computer. I don't know why, I feel like Scotty's got Star Trek 4. Computer? Try this. Oh, okay. Ah, fuck you! Need Spot to Vulcan pinch me to calm down. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying. The Shavu, the cousin character, Mario Hardwick, like I said, he's talking with this guy. He's like, you know what, I've been having a bad day. And then he puts his gun down and goes, I can't wait for you to lie about it. Okay, I can't wait for you to lie about it. I don't know, just the way he played it, just the way he delivered the dialogue, I thought that was a scene that made me, one of the few scenes that made me chuckle. So you have the Colombian guy coming into town to see the guy and his chica, and she's doing this ritual, I guess, to protect her hubby, her man. Mike Epps and his buddies, they're partying and with some chicks because they think they're going to get a lot of money the next day. Donald Faison, he talks a little bit with Mos Def. And Mos Def, sadly, is not in the film too much. He's in maybe 3 scenes. Mos Def. Because him and Donald Faison, they had some... I like their dialogue. It had a snappy put back and forth to it. I did like that. But then they did these serious moments. Like the finale is a pretty violent shootout. It's a pretty violent shootout. And imagine Friday ended with a bunch of the characters getting shot. Or, okay, the original ending of Clerks. Like, Clerks with Kevin Smith is a very funny movie. But then the original ending of Clerks is the main character, Dante, a robber coming in and shooting the shit out of him, taking the money and leaving. And that's how the movie ended, you know. Dude, this is a weird shift in tone. And I guess the ending, because it's a big shootout, that's what reminded me a bit of True Romance. Granted, True Romance, I think, is a better movie than this. Because I think it's better directed and better written. Spoiler alert, starting now, spoilers. 3, 2, 1, spoilers. When you get to the ending, almost everyone dies. And that's what I mean, like, you get goofy moments, and then you get an ending where Mike Epps, he gets fucking shot, squibs, and his buddy gets shot, and, like, blasted back. The Colombian guy gets shot in the fucking head. Eddie Winslow, someone's got a knife on him and slowly pushes a knife into him. This is a pretty violent ending. The people that make it out is Donald Faison, because he ducked the whole time. He wakes up, he takes the and leaves. The guy I liked, Omari Hardwick, which I would say he was my favorite character in the film. He lived. He was injured. And I do like this. They bring back that dialogue. If it ain't worth dying for, you don't want to be in it. So he leaves the drugs and he just goes on because he wants to live. I like that moment. I think he, in a way, is the only character with an arc. If you want to call it an arc, where he wants to get out, he has a choice. Now I'm not going to take the drugs. I'm not going to worry about that. I want to worry about being alive. So I did like that. Oh, and then the guy and his chica, because I just, in her mind, the ritual she did, the bowl reflected this watch that this guy stole earlier from Mos Def, because they were looking for the UPS guy and they think it's Mos Def, but it's not him, and then so they take Mos Def's watch that he stole. So at the end of the day, do I think it's a bad film? No, I don't think it's a bad film. It's not a film that made me mad or angry. It was worth at least one watch because I don't mind some of these actors. I've seen Donald Faison and other stuff. I like him. Mike Epps, I like him in Next Friday and All About the Benjamins. Like I said, this guy who played the cousin Shavu, I thought he was fairly good. So again, it's not a bad film. It's just as a comedy, I think it fails a bit as a comedy. Because I don't think it's nearly as funny as it wants to be. And those tonal shifts kind of, like, you don't laugh, and all of a sudden you have this violent shootout. It's just, I don't know if the tone is as consistent as maybe the director thought he was doing. That's just me. So, I mean, I guess it's not quite what I expected. Whether that's a good or a bad thing, I'm kind of up in the air on it, but no, I didn't hate the film. I would say at the very least it was an okay time waster. I've seen much, much worse. Even the next film I'll talk about, I would say I like a lot less than this, and that's First Sunday with Ice Cube and Tracy Morgan. That one is more consistent as in the fact it's supposed to be a comedy and it's totally consistent as just a comedy. But at least this, I guess to be fair, in a weird way, the tone of it made it at least a little bit more interesting. While it doesn't work as a comedy, it made it a bit more interesting because it's not exactly what I expected. I know, again, I'm kind of up in the air with it, where I don't hate the film, but do I like it more or less? What I say I like it, or what I say just okay? I don't. Is that really a difference? Little teeny tiny difference, but anyway. Next day air. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. See you guys later. Bye bye.